Stop. Before you rush through another December, before you lose yourself in lists and deadlines, breathe. You were never meant to race through life trying to prove that you care. You were meant to live, to feel, to think, to create calm in the middle of chaos. Look around you. The world calls it the season of joy, yet most live it in exhaustion. They chase gifts they cannot afford, faces they must impress, expectations that leave them empty. But joy does not come from what you buy or how much you give. It comes from what you believe. You have been trained to believe that love must be proven by noise, that peace must be earned through exhaustion. That is a lie. Peace is not a product of circumstance. It is the result of order within the mind. And the mind cannot find peace while it is enslaved to hurry. This year, the greatest gift you can give yourself is stillness, a quiet moment to think, to step back from the race and remember who you are. Not a machine, not a performer, but a creator. The creator of your own atmosphere, your own thoughts, your own world. Ask yourself, what is the purpose of this season if not to awaken gratitude? What is gratitude if not a thought? And what is thought if not the foundation of every miracle that follows? You cannot feel abundance while your mind is filled with anxiety. You cannot receive blessings while you believe you must earn rest. I tell you this truth. Your peace has never depended on the behavior of others. It depends only on the command you issue to your own mind. While the world rushes, you will slow down. While they react, you will decide. While they complain, you will give thanks. There is a power in you that no season can overwhelm. If you would but think deliberately and calmly, you could transform every worry into wisdom. You could turn every moment of stress into strength. You could walk through these final days of the year untouched by chaos because you finally understand that peace is a decision. Listen carefully, for what I am about to show you may change the way you experience not only this holiday, but every day thereafter. You will learn how to quiet the storm inside, how to turn your thoughts into a sanctuary, and how to command peace on demand. This Christmas is not your test. It is your reminder that you are the master of your mind, the author of your emotions, and the keeper of your peace. And no matter what waits outside your door, the power to rest, to truly rest, has been within you all along. Part 1. The Law of Inner Stillness. The world rushes. It hurries through hours as if life were a contest of exhaustion. Men chase shadows, mistaking movement for progress and speed for strength. Yet all true power is born in silence. Every invention, every fortune, every revelation begins not in noise, but in thought. The mind that thinks slowly wins quickly, for it acts from clarity, not confusion. You were not made to live in constant motion. You were made to command motion. There is a difference between movement and mastery. The first drains life, the second directs it. The man who cannot be still for a moment cannot think long enough to see truth. And no man can rule the world around him until he first rules the world within. Look around you. The crowd hurries through December as if peace were earned through panic. Yet peace has never been bought. It has always been decided. Stress is nothing more than the mind's rebellion against its own disorder. It is not life that exhausts you, but your resistance to it. You must learn to quiet the mind, for only in stillness does thought find its true rhythm. When was the last time you sat still enough to hear your own thoughts? When did you last stop long enough to let faith speak louder than fear? You have spent years listening to the world's demands. Now, for a few moments, listen to yourself. That quiet voice within has been waiting for your attention. It has been whispering one command: be still and think. Breathe, feel the air as it enters your body. You have been given the gift of thought, of choice. To breathe is to affirm control. Each calm breath is an act of dominion over fear. Each moment of silence is a step toward mastery. The one who can remain calm when the world panics possesses a power no army can conquer. Henry Ford built his empire not in haste, but in harmony. When others rushed, he studied. When they argued, he thought. He once said that thinking is the hardest work there is, and that is why so few do it. Edison, too, worked amid constant failure without losing composure. He understood that impatience clouds the intellect, while calm reveals the solution. Peace is not retreat. It is deliberate power. It is the proof that one has learned the first commandment of success: control thyself. A quiet mind is not an empty mind. It is a focused one. It gathers energy instead of scattering it. It turns confusion into creation. When your thoughts move in ordered rhythm, every action you take bears the stamp of purpose. The first law of stillness is simple. Pause before you speak. Observe before you decide. Think before you act. This is not weakness. It is the discipline of kings. The man who pauses owns the moment. The one who reacts loses it. Stillness does not delay progress. It preserves it. Every mistake ever made was born of hurry. Every triumph was born of patience. If you feel restless, know that calm is not something to find. It is something to command. Say quietly, "My calmness is command. My silence is strength." Repeat it until your heart believes it. You will begin to feel a new kind of authority, an inner certainty that needs no proof from the world. When the mind becomes calm, it becomes receptive. The voice of infinite intelligence cannot be heard through noise. It speaks only in order. In stillness, you begin to sense its guidance. Ideas that once seemed distant draw near. Problems that once appeared complex reveal simple solutions. The universe does not hide wisdom. It simply waits for you to become quiet enough to hear it. Peace, then, is not the absence of action. It is the foundation of intelligent action. The calm thinker accomplishes more in a day than the frantic worker in a week. The man who keeps his head in confusion becomes the anchor for others who drift. Calmness is magnetic. It attracts trust, cooperation, and opportunity. You may test this now. When irritation rises, do not answer it. Let silence respond for you. When fear whispers, pause and breathe. Observe it, but do not obey it. You will feel power where there was once weakness, clarity where there was once confusion. This is mastery in its earliest form, the ability to choose one's own reaction. Edison once said that success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. But what he left unwritten was the secret of persistence, that both inspiration and effort require composure. Without calm, the mind burns itself out before its work is done. With calm, it endures until victory. Stillness does not mean idleness. It is the ordered mind preparing for action. It is thought gathering strength. The man who acts without stillness builds castles upon sand. The man who acts from stillness builds upon rock. If you would save 10 years of wasted labor, learn to stop before you begin, to think before you move. Observe nature. The river that seems still on the surface moves with immense power beneath. So too must you learn to still the surface of your mind, for only then can the current of thought move unhindered. Your calm exterior conceals a depth of power that others mistake for mystery. In truth, it is mastery. Ask yourself, do I rush because I must, or because I fear to be still? For many, motion is escape from thought. They fear what silence may reveal. But it is in silence that the truth of purpose appears. The man who avoids stillness avoids himself. The man who embraces it meets his own strength face to face. Each evening, take 10 minutes of deliberate quiet. Turn away from noise, from demands, from distraction. Sit and think. Review your day, not as critic, but as architect. What thought built it? What thought destroyed it? You will soon see that all experience is thought in form. To control thought is to control destiny. Those who practice stillness daily develop an unshakable calm. When chaos rises, their mind does not tremble. When insult comes, they smile inwardly, for they know no one can disturb what they have built within. Such mastery cannot be purchased. It must be cultivated through habit and faith. Repeat often, I think calmly. I act deliberately. My peace is my power. Let these words guide your mornings and close your nights. You will discover that faith and stillness are one and the same. The quiet knowing that all things move toward your good when you move toward order. This discipline of calm is the first law of success, the unseen foundation upon which every dream rests. Without it, even talent is wasted. With it, even small ability becomes great. The man who governs his thoughts governs his fate. And when others rush this season, remember, peace is not earned through effort. It is maintained through thought. You are not here to impress, but to express, not to hurry, but to harmonize. Your stillness is the first gift of power you can give yourself. You have stilled the surface. Now we shall command the current beneath. Part 2, the science of emotional command. Emotion is energy without a master. Thought gives it purpose. The untrained man is ruled by moods as the wind rules the sea. He wakes strong and ends weary because his emotions, left unchecked, waste his strength. Yet emotion itself is not the enemy. It is raw power. The difference between chaos and creation lies in who commands it. Every achievement in history was born from emotion directed by thought. Faith, courage, love, gratitude. These are emotional forces guided by purpose. Fear, anger, worry, jealousy. These are emotions gone astray, consuming the energy that might have built an empire. To master emotion is not to suppress it, but to direct it. You cannot destroy fire, but you can teach it where to burn. There are two men inside every mind. One reacts, the other decides. The first is slave to impulse. The second is servant of vision. The moment you pause between stimulus and response, you hand the reins back to your higher self. The untrained man lives by reaction. The thinker lives by choice. When anger rises, stop and ask, who commands me now, my fear or my faith? The man who can question himself in the heat of emotion has already begun to master it. Anger is energy that can build if harnessed or destroy if ignored. It is the heat that forges iron, but only if guided by intelligence. Abraham Lincoln understood this principle. Surrounded by conflict and criticism, he refused to answer in haste. He often wrote letters in the heat of anger, only to place them in a drawer and never send them. Time cooled emotion and clarified judgment. Through self-command, he gained moral power that silenced enemies more surely than argument. You must learn to do the same. When emotion surges, let silence become your armor. Step back, breathe, and observe. Do not suppress the feeling. Convert it. The energy once used for anxiety can be turned toward faith. The strength once spent on resentment can be transmuted into patience. Every negative emotion carries a hidden opposite. Find it, and you will find power. Take a page and write every recurring worry that haunts your mind. Next to it, write its opposite command. Where you wrote, I am afraid, write, I have faith. Where you wrote, I cannot, write, I will. Repeat these statements aloud each morning until your subconscious accepts them as truth. Autosuggestion is the science of emotional control. You are teaching the mind to obey you. Say often, I master emotion. I choose thought. I turn worry into will. These are not mere words. They are verbal instruments shaping your inner order. Speak them calmly and deliberately, and your nervous system will respond. Emotion obeys rhythm. When you speak in harmony, your whole being adjusts to that vibration. Faith is the foundation of calm. It is the quiet certainty that life will obey law. Doubt scatters thought, but faith gathers it. No storm can disturb the sea that believes in its own depth. Faith is not blind. It is disciplined vision. It sees cause and effect where others see chaos. It is the conviction that your deliberate thought will bear fruit, regardless of appearances. Carnegie built his empire not through excitement, but through emotional stillness. While others feared loss, he believed in law. He said that the man who cannot control his temper cannot control his destiny. His calm attracted those who sought strength. Leadership is nothing more than organized emotion guided by purpose. Every time you waste energy in anger or worry, you deplete the creative force that could have solved your problem. Emotional waste is the unseen poverty of the mind. Begin conserving it as you would money. Spend emotion only where it produces results. The man who learns emotional economy doubles his efficiency and halves his stress. Imagine your emotions as loyal workers. They are powerful but blind. Without supervision, they ruin the field. Under guidance, they harvest abundance. Your job is to direct, not dismiss them. To feel deeply and think clearly is the rarest combination of power on earth. You may say, "But I am too emotional." Then you have been given great fuel. The greater the emotion, the greater the energy waiting to serve you. The most passionate man, once disciplined, becomes the most powerful. Emotion is not weakness. Undirected emotion is. Remember this law. Thought organizes emotion. Emotion energizes thought. They are not enemies, but allies under leadership. When one dominates, imbalance follows. When both cooperate, genius awakens. Edison's faith in his idea, Ford's confidence in his vision, Lincoln's compassion under pressure, all were emotional strengths disciplined by thought. Practice the exercise of transmutation. When irritation rises, close your eyes and breathe until calm replaces tension. Then act. The world will notice a new steadiness in your manner. People will begin to defer to your judgment without knowing why. The calm man becomes a natural leader because his composure commands trust. At night, before rest, review your day. Ask, where did emotion rule me and where did I rule emotion? Each answer is progress. This simple reflection done daily will remake your character. Self-control is not learned in grand moments. It is earned in quiet correction. Peace of mind is the highest form of power. It is wealth that cannot be stolen, victory that requires no applause. When you remain calm, the invisible currents of infinite intelligence flow through you. Ideas come easily, words find harmony, and solutions appear where there were once obstacles. Let this truth settle in your heart. Your emotions are servants of your thought. They were never meant to be your masters. From this hour forward, resolve that no feeling shall dictate your conduct without the approval of your reason. Repeat. I am calm in thought, deliberate in feeling, certain in purpose. My emotions obey my will, and my will obeys my faith. You have learned to govern emotion. Now learn to simplify life itself. Part 3, the power of simplicity and definite purpose. There is no greater burden than confusion, and no greater relief than clarity. The mind that is divided against itself cannot think clearly, cannot act decisively, and therefore cannot succeed. Complexity is the enemy of peace. Simplicity is its master. When life becomes tangled with too many aims, too many duties, too many opinions, a man becomes like a compass spinning without direction. He loses his north because he has lost his one definite aim. Simplicity is not the absence of ambition. It is ambition purified. It is not smaller thinking. It is thinking made clear. To live simply is not to withdraw from life. It is to organize life. The man of simplicity is not idle. He is focused. He spends himself entirely upon what matters most, and thus his every act carries power. A cluttered desk is a cluttered mind. An overburdened day is an undecided one. When you clear the unnecessary, you make room for greatness. Andrew Carnegie began with a single aim, to produce steel more efficiently than any man alive. Every plan, every conversation, every alliance served that one definite purpose. He thought only of efficiency, and efficiency rewarded him with empire. The average man scatters his energy among 1,000 small desires, none burning hot enough to light his path. The successful man concentrates every spark upon one flame until it becomes fire. The law of concentration is eternal. You can have anything if you are willing to exclude everything that does not lead to it. Now, in this season of noise and demand, choose simplicity. Write upon paper the few things that truly matter: the people, the principles, the purpose that carry meaning. Ask yourself, what must I keep? What must I release? You will find that peace does not come from adding more, but from removing the unnecessary. It was the same for John D. Rockefeller. In days when the oil trade was chaos, he reduced disorder to order. He simplified every process, created clear lines of thought, and the market bent to his calmness. Men called him cold, but he was merely composed. He had learned that order is the soul of power. Decision is the instrument of simplicity. To decide is to cut away the unnecessary. Indecision is the thief of peace, for it keeps the mind divided. Every unresolved question consumes energy that could have built a better day. The man who decides quickly, guided by purpose, rests quickly too. Write your season plan. List 3 definite aims for these remaining days, no more. Let the first be of spirit, the second of mind, the third of service. Then let every act and thought serve one of these aims. This simple act will dissolve confusion faster than any prayer for peace. You were not made to live 100 lives in one body. The Creator gave you one life, one mind, one purpose. Make it definite, and the world will make way. The mind that knows its goal sees clearly through every distraction. Edison once said that genius is the ability to focus on one thing until it is done. When you simplify, you multiply. You will find yourself working less but accomplishing more. For power comes not from effort, but from direction. Say aloud, I do only what matters. I move with clarity. I finish what I begin. These are the words of simplicity. Every repetition sharpens your purpose until confusion can no longer find you. The greatest peace comes not from what you avoid, but from what you complete. Unfinished duties create silent unrest. Begin to close the small loops in your life. Answer the letter, finish the task, organize the space. Each completion releases energy and restores confidence. Now you understand why you have been tired. It was not the work, but the lack of order. The mind at war with itself cannot rest. Simplicity reconciles it. Order is the language of peace. In quiet reflection, think of your own life as an instrument. When properly tuned, it produces harmony. When neglected, it produces noise. Simplicity is tuning your life to the pitch of purpose. It removes discord and restores rhythm. The man who learns this law becomes unshakable. His energy no longer leaks through confusion. It flows through channels of precision. People begin to sense in him an invisible strength. They call it confidence. In truth, it is simplicity. Every day, review your plan. Ask, does this serve my purpose? If not, remove it. Life will reward you for every unnecessary weight you release. You will move lighter, think clearer, feel freer. Simplicity is the beginning of power. The definite aim is its crown. Together, they form the compass that guides all achievement. But remember, order alone is not enough. Without rhythm, even simplicity becomes stale. The next step is to bring discipline and faith into harmony, to create a steady pulse of power that carries you through every season. You have found clarity. Now we shall teach it to move. Part 4, the rhythm of discipline and faith. Faith without order is dream. Order without faith is machinery. Together they create power. Discipline is not a cage. It is a rhythm, a living pulse that carries a man from thought to triumph. Every great achievement has been the child of rhythm. The universe itself moves by law, by repetition, by harmony. Day follows night. Seed follows harvest, cause follows effect. Those who align their habits with that rhythm draw upon infinite power. When you observe a man who achieves much and speaks little, you are seeing discipline clothed in peace. He does not chase time, he directs it. He does not drift between impulses, he moves by design. His actions are not random, they follow an inward tempo, the rhythm of a purpose obeyed without complaint. Discipline is devotion. It is faith translated into structure. It is not the denial of comfort, but the acceptance of higher comfort. The comfort of knowing one's mind is master of itself. Those who live by whim are slaves of mood. Those who live by rhythm command fate. The difference between bondage and freedom is not talent, but habit. Consider Thomas Edison. His experiments were not bursts of genius, but a steady beat of persistence. 10,000 failures could not break his rhythm. He rose, worked, tested, failed, adjusted, and continued. When others spoke of discouragement, he spoke of discovery. His discipline was not punishment. It was partnership with law. Every act of repetition engraves faith upon the mind. Each time you follow through on your purpose, you deepen belief. Faith grows not by words, but by obedience. The one who prays for strength must act strong. The one who prays for peace must live orderly. Discipline is prayer made visible. Make for yourself a daily hour of faith, a fixed appointment with your purpose. During this hour, you will do 3 things. Give thanks for what has been gained, plan the next definite step, and reaffirm your belief in your ability to accomplish it. Treat this hour as sacred. Nothing of lesser importance shall disturb it. You will soon find that this hour will govern all others. Repeat, I will persist until I prevail. I will obey my purpose until success obeys me. My order brings freedom. My faith is action. Say it each morning as a vow. Let the sound of these words carve new channels in your subconscious mind. You will soon act automatically upon them, for habit is merely faith expressed through repetition. Do not despise small acts. The discipline that lifts a man to greatness is built from small obediences performed with precision. The body obeys what the mind rehearses. Each time you complete what you began, you strengthen the chain between desire and result. That invisible chain becomes the rhythm of success. Fatigue will come. Doubt will whisper. Delay will test your patience. These are not punishments. They are instruments of refinement. When you endure them with steadiness, the mind gains resilience. Discipline is forged not in triumph, but in resistance. The oak grows strong not in sunshine alone, but in storm. There is a rhythm in persistence that carries a man beyond willpower. It is the state in which faith takes over, when action becomes natural, when effort becomes harmony. You reach this point only through consistency. The musician does not think of each note. His training turns sound into song. The disciplined man does not think of each task. His order turns work into grace. When discouragement appears, remember this truth. Repetition transforms difficulty into ease. The first day of new discipline is heavy, the second lighter, the third familiar, the 10th